flamboyant as you could possibly be. And so when they met in Miami.
And the three of us, as you look at Aaron Pryor, and he is a man intense right now, Ray.
Well, he's really psyched himself out. I guarantee, well, I can't guarantee anymore, but I feel there's going to be a knockdown early. Someone's going to get hurt. How about you, Larry?
I think the most crucial thing in the first round or first 2 rounds is whether Arguello can use his great ability as a body puncher, and many people think he's one of the greatest body punchers there ever was, to slow up the charge of Aaron Pryor.
Aaron Pryor has been known to charge out at the opening bell, round 1. Pryor with the first punch. He scores with a right hand. Up tempo right from the opening bell.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if someone gets knocked down in the first round.
Pryor, perpetual motion. He is right on top of Arguello, who gets off the ropes. Crowd already starting to cheer. Arguello with a right hand that scores on Pryor, whose legs buckle for a moment.
Pryor seems to be hurt. Alex went to the body and was able to hurt Pryor for a while.
Which is exactly what Larry Merchant was just mentioning.
Those uppercuts by Alex and that overhand right is very effective in Pryor's style.
Pryor is now slowed down just for the moment. Pryor has been knocked down. He will say, yes, I'll get knocked down and take a count of 1, 2, or 3, but my opponent will get knocked down and take a count of 8, 9, or 10. And that has been the story. First round, uppercut, the right hand, and another left hand. Arguello against the ropes. A lot of action for the first round of a 15-round fight.
Both fighters are a little tight.
A right hand by Arguello.
This is the first time that I haven't seen Alex go at this pace in the early round.
There's a right hand by Pryor, and Arguello is hurt. Well, so far the fight has been exactly as advertised. There's another right hand by Pryor, and another right hand, and another. And Arguello gets off the ropes.
Alex is hurt seriously now.
Arguello is letting Pryor fight his fight. And another right hand, and Arguello back to the ropes again. Arguello unable to keep Pryor off him early on.
Alex's legs, he started to buckle, Barry. If Pryor can hop right on him now, he's ready to put Alex down. But he can't get too careless because Alex is a great champion.
The other thing that I can't help but wonder is the bell here is not very loud, and this crowd is a din. That could be a factor because neither one of these fighters may hear the bell. Really puts the pressure on the referee. This is still the first round, remember.
You know, both fighters a little arm-weary in the very first round because they started off very fast at the beginning of the first round.
Well, there weren't too many who expected this fight to go the distance, rather. A left hand by Pryor again. And at this pace, there is simply no way that it can. A combination by Pryor. And an uppercut. End of the round, and what a first... Another factor also is the fact that Pryor often misses shots. He did not miss many punches in that first round, and he scores his first 3 of this one. An uppercut sends Arguello reeling backward.
You see, Pryor's also much physically stronger than the other fighters that Alex has been in the ring with. And that left jab of Pryor's getting through.
Pryor is very sharp with his punches. Not only a lot of them, but very effective.
Both fighters are missing some shots, like those overhand rights. If either punch lands from either fighter, someone has to go down.
Both men were hurt in the first round. Pryor early, but Arguello got much the worst of it. And again, Pryor getting off before Arguello. Arguello, a professional, and that is the thing that is constant. When you hear anybody talk about Alexis Arguello, they say he's the consummate professional.
Well, see, Pryor always punched himself out unnecessarily. He burned a lot of energy up. And another thing he must keep in mind, he can't stand straight up. That left hook by Arguello just landed. Pryor can't afford to stand straight up because Arguello gets very good leverage. But inside, it should be Aaron Pryor all the way.
That time, Arguello got a right hand counter punch off, and Pryor is hurt.
Now, see, you'll see Arguello, because Pryor was dazed from that overhand right.
Pryor talking to Arguello now. Pryor draws a warning for hooking. That punch by Arguello was just a case of his man making a mistake and Arguello countering the mistake, and that's what he says. His theory is all I have to do is throw 2 or 3 punches in a round, but they've got to be good and they've got to hurt.
He's such a composed fighter. Arguello is such a composed fighter. He's been rocked by Pryor, but see, Pryor's mistake and bad habits, in fact, he burnt his stamina is not as great as it should be, although he punches very, very hard for his division.
Well, this fight so far is exactly as all the promotional releases have said. That's a rarity. I've seen it a couple of times, once in your fight with Tommy Hearns, but it is rare that a fight lives up to the press clippings. So far, this one has, albeit it is early. Arguello fighting off the ropes and fighting very effectively off the ropes. Arguello got the better of that exchange. But Pryor is still right on Arguello. And Arguello does seem content to have his back against the ropes and have Pryor lean on him. This is just the second round. Neither man is marked. End of the second round.
Panama Lewis wants Pryor to move his head more and move his body more and not come in quite so straight to Arguello.
Well, he can't afford to, Larry, because, again, Alex gets such good leverage behind his punches, and his punch is so accurate. Pryor has to be very careful.
Both fighters headhunting early on here. Arguello oftentimes likes to go to the body. He's not done that against Pryor. Of course, it's tough against the shorter man who's all over you. That was just a push for which Pryor draws a bit of a warning.
But Pryor must, I feel, Barry, they must get Arguello out of there in the early rounds, because the late rounds will definitely belong to Alex.
It was a right hand by Arguello. It did not faze Aaron Pryor, who came back with a left hand of his own. Again, you can't emphasize enough, the crowd is very much pro-Arguello, so when Arguello scores, you're going to hear it a lot more.
Every time Pryor waits, sits and waits, Arguello comes with that uppercut and overhand right. And the same goes for Arguello. If he waits, Pryor comes on strong.
The left jab in the face of Pryor thrown by Alexis Arguello. Pryor fighting a little bit more at long range this round.
He's telegraphing, he's reaching. Aaron Pryor's starting to reach now. And it's very, very bad, habit against a guy of Arguello's caliber.
Arguello took a right hand from Pryor, mostly on the gloves, but it still forced him back into the ropes. Arguello straight right hand, or rather Pryor a straight right hand, and I believe I see some blood from under the eye. And he took another shot right there.
Although Pryor's landing very well, he has a bad habit of coming straight in with his chin up.
It is just a swelling and not a bleeding under the eye.
See what happened? The right hand, Arguello was able to catch Pryor that overhand right because Pryor's straight up in front of him. And now I sense fatigue in Aaron Pryor. And you'll see Arguello just take control.
And this is only the third round, and that short right hand, that was the punch that put Kevin Rooney away. He is not in there with Kevin Rooney tonight, but it was a good chopping right hand.
I really believe that
Pryor's starting to get a little arm room. And Pryor playing with Alexis Arguello here for a moment. I can't imagine really that Pryor could be arm weary, although he was fighting like it for just a moment there. There's a right hand by Arguello.
Well, Pryor has this funny way of throwing a lot of punches, then all of a sudden he plays around and gets his rest, his second win.
That was not a damaging punch by Arguello. Pryor backs off.
Those body shots of Arguello's taking a toll.
End of the round, end of round 3. Arguello off the stool and into the center of the ring. Arguello's corner, Eddie Futch telling him, don't wait on it.
Exactly, that was the problem. first with Arguello. He was waiting on Pryor, and Pryor shouldn't do the same. He shouldn't wait on ours.
Pryor missed that uppercut and the right hand.
I can't see this fight going over past 10 rounds, bro. The pace these guys have set from the very first round, and the big blows that are starting to land.
Combination by Pryor. Arguello takes a good right hand from Pryor, and Pryor now putting on the pressure on the ropes. It was only the right hand, though, that scored.
The combinations to watch from Alex Arguello is that under left uppercut and overhand right, which has been very effective. For Aaron Pryor, any particular punch, because he's very strong and carries a good punch in both hands.
And the jab now of Arguello starting to tick off the face of Aaron Pryor. It's not damaging, but again, it's one of those things that over a period of time can wear a man down. That right hand caught Arguello on the gloves, but he did score with an uppercut. Another left hand, Arguello back to the right hand of his own. I don't believe Pryor's hurt. I think he was feigning injury there. I do not believe he was hurt by that.
You know, Arguello threw some body shots in that third round, and I felt they were effective against Aaron Pryor. See, Pryor cannot do this, bro. He can't back up. Arguello gets too much leverage, and it presses his reach that he has.
Arguello is marked with a swelling under the eye. It does not appear to be appreciably worse in this round. Pryor is unmarked. That was mostly on the gloves.
These guys have been in tremendous shape because they've both been landing big punches.
Counter punch with the left hand by Arguello. Pryor with a left hand of his own.
Aaron Pryor can throw punches from all angles. You notice the way he bobs and weaves, throws it with the left hand, the right hand. He's capable of throwing punches from all angles.
He becomes very difficult to hit, too, just with that head roll that he has. He just makes a very tough target. That was an overhand right at the bell.
The big question on that.
Champion's thoughts. You wonder what's going on inside that great old fighting head.
The left hook by Arguello. Panama Lewis telling Pryor to double jab and come with the right. Another right hand by Arguello.
I'm sure the way things look now, Alex Arguello was instructed to pick the pace up and not to fall asleep on Pryor. Pryor, on the other hand, was told, work that left jab, get inside.
I would tend to agree with Larry. I don't really think there is any arm weariness on the part of Pryor. Both of them really seem to have their legs under them, too, and that, of course, is the real telltale.
Well, they both now look really alert.
It's straight left-hand jab, although Pryor has not doubled up on the jab as his corner exhorted him to do. There he did, a double jab and a right hand.
Pryor still making the mistake of falling in with his chin. And every time he do that, he can be tagged with an overhand right.
Arguello fighting as though he is fighting a controlled fight, trying to pace himself a little bit. Pryor, of course, has been the aggressor from the opening bell.
Well, Arguello, the way he's fighting now, he's concentrating. He's trying to figure out what should be more effective. You'll notice he'll go to the body on Pryor with that left uppercut.
Looks like Arguello is almost trying to measure Aaron Pryor. He's not fighting at long range, but by the same token, he's trying not to let Pryor get on top of him.
Well, also, Barry, you see he'll start going low with his punches. Arguello will start throwing punches under.
There was a good left hook by Arguello, but it did not hurt Pryor, who smiles back at him and takes the right hand from Arguello.
Watch the right hand by Arguello. If he has time to set it up for Pryor. It's in there.
That missed.
Right. Step back.
Referee Stanley Christodoulou breaking the 2.
Every time Arguello tries to set Pryor for a combination, Pryor has the ability to throw his rhythm off, because he comes back with a series of his combinations.
Pryor rarely will throw one punch, all in combinations, and that's the way it says. Right hand by Arguello. Pryor's not hurt, backs away from it. Pryor sticks a jab in the face of Arguello.
And see, Arguello can't deal with a boxer. He has trouble with all boxers, and Pryor's doing the right thing now. Side to side.
At the bell. Pryor again rushing off the stool at Alexis Arguello. Arguello being told to keep the jab in his face. Swelling does not really look to be very much worse than it was when it happened in the second round.
See, Pryor's back to boxing again. I think he realized that it gives Arguello trouble. Lateral movement, sticking left jab out, changing direction with the right hand. But he can't leave that left jab out too long. He can't float his punches.
Long right hand. Pryor looks all business here.
Well, he's very serious, Barry. In fact, both fighters are very serious.
This fight had all the billings, of course. Brawler, boxer, good versus evil. What it all comes down to is two guys in an 18-foot square.
What Aaron Pryor needs to do now, because he's doing the same thing over, he's too repetitious in his style and his tactics. He needs to feint a little bit more.
That was a little bit short. And that was not. That hurt Arguello. Arguello holds on here as Pryor forces the attack.
That was a good right hand. That was a cut over Arguello's left eye, just above it.
Now that could be a factor. That is in the area where the blood could get in the eye. So the cut alongside the left eye, and it's being looked at by Stanley Christodoulou, who says box on.
Again, I don't see this fight going on 10 rounds. These guys throwing too much leather, and it's going to take his toe. It has to.
That cut is alongside the eye, I believe, of Alexis Arguello, not above the eye. That right hand did not hurt Pryor.
Pryor's making the mistake of letting that left jab float.
That cut is actually above the left eye of Arguello, not alongside it, right above the eye, toward the right side of the eye. Pryor is trying to work on that as much as he can. And a good right hand by Pryor. And the blood showing all around the eye of Arguello now. That's going to give him a lot of trouble. Arguello has been stopped on cuts once before. In his first loss, as a matter of fact.
That could be a very, very significant cut. Let's see if we can detect when that cut happened. Here's an exchange midway through the round. A clean right hand alongside the left side of Arguello's face, and that could have been where the cut was formed. No, we don't see it as yet, but there we see a four-punch combination get through. Now we see the corner of Arguello working on that cut. And you can be sure that Pryor will work on it as well.
Hay que tirar flaco. ¿Ok? Coge aire, ¿cómo te sientes? ¿Bien? Amigo, bien. Bien. Usted primero, tienes que hacer combinación. No lo dejes con confianza, ¿ok? No lo dejes con confianza. Tú tienes que iniciar rally de 4 o 5 rounds. Tú abres con el jab. Y termina con 4 o 5 golpes. No esperes por él.
Well, the cut is a pretty nasty cut, and now I can't help but wonder if Arguello is not going to have to take the offense here.
Well, unfortunately, Barry didn't have a chance to stop the bleeding. Aaron Pryor's going to hop right back on him.
Pryor has picked up the pace here without question.
That leadoff right of Aaron Pryor is confusing Arguello. Because Pryor moved one way, then he stopped and released that overhand right and go the opposite way.
He's not letting Alexis Arguello get his punches off. The bleeding is not very bad right at the moment. The swelling is still under the eye as well.
It's really impressive to see Aaron Pryor as a boxer.
Pryor still pressing the action here. Has definitely picked up the tempo. As he knows his man's in trouble. An uppercut, and he right back with the left hand.
That was a beautiful combination.
Right at the moment, Aaron Pryor is in control of this fight.
You'll see Aaron Pryor come under with his punches. He throws the overhand right, then follows that right hand with the straight left jab.
Arguello continuing to try to work on the eye, and it is bleeding again. There was a good right hand right on the eye.
Arguello wants to get closer. All he's doing now is stalking Pryor, trying to get close to him, trying to measure him, trying to time him for some particular punch.
Bleeding is not appreciably worse here, as Arguello's corner actually did a pretty good job of that. He's taken a couple of punches on it, and it is bleeding a little bit, but it's not bleeding profusely.
Well, the tables can be turned around if Arguello just picked the pace up now, because Pryor has slowed down tremendously than he did earlier.
And that swelling under the eye is getting a little bit worse on Arguello as well. Arguello right at the moment, again, does not seem to have a lot of sting in his punches either.
Well, he's fighting a bigger man, too.
And there's the right hand, and that might have hurt Pryor. Arguello trying to follow it up, scores with another left hand, but Pryor not stepping back. Pryor does not seem hurt.
But Pryor fights harder when he's hurt, as a matter of fact. Because that left hook and that right hand by Arguello was a good, solid punch.
Panama Lewis saying, don't fight his fight, fight your fight. He also said he's a blind fighter. I'm not sure that that's completely accurate. Pryor trying to pick it up here.
You see there, Aaron Pryor gave a feint. It was very effective.
Arguello still seemingly waiting for an opportunity against Pryor here. Pryor continues to work on the eye. Takes the left hand, but doesn't step back.
But Pryor can't make too many of those mistakes. He has a very bad habit of just walking away from his opponent. And with a fight like Arguello, you can't do that.
Crowd really into this fight, as you can hear. Very much in support of Alexis Arguello, who takes a combination from Aaron Pryor.
I like the way Pryor is utilizing the whole ring. I mean, he's walking, he's stepping side to side, back and forth. The only thing I dislike is the way he keeps his hand. He floats his punches out, especially that left jab. He's vulnerable for an overhand right.
He is showing another whole side of him, though. He has not been completely the brawler in this fight. And he's fighting a very intelligent fight. And a combination scores again. Doesn't hurt Arguello, but nonetheless. For the moment, that cut over Arguello's eye is closed.
Very few men can stand in the ring with Aaron Pryor. Pryor should change directions now. He's going the same direction, and Arguello's going to find him out.
A right hand missed. Christodoulou warning Arguello, and between rounds, Panama Lewis went over to Christodoulou and said, tell him to keep his punches up. And Pryor trying to paw at the eye of Arguello.
Watch what happens when Arguello goes to Earn Pryor's body and it comes back with his head. Overhand right.
Under 30 seconds remaining in the 8th round. And Arguello going downstairs and coming upstairs, just as you mentioned, Ray. And again, takes a warning for low blows. Arguello is starting to time Pryor a little bit better at the end of the 8th round. Might have been starting to solve Pryor just a little bit.
Probably because Pryor was floating up a little bit.
Round 9.
As long as Earn Pryor is able to maintain his pace, it'd be quite difficult for Arguello to figure him out. But once he slows down, Arguello comes on strong, gains momentum, and start working that body and up and back to the head.
Panama Lewis between rounds said to Earn Pryor, when you get inside, duke him out.
Well, Panama wants Pryor inside to stay there, not to come out back outside. Inside, Pryor's able to get those little short uppercuts.
Pryor is inside now. Takes the right hand from Arguello.
You see it happens every time. Every time Pryor steps out, his hands are down, and Arguello lands. He connects with punches.
Crowd comes alive now for Alexis Arguello. Pryor fighting away from Cincinnati. Does not feel he's really being accepted by his hometown fans in Cincinnati, although he has no intention of moving. Thought about it for a while. Worked out in New York. Lived with a friend in New York. That was back when he couldn't get fights.
I feel Pryor at this point now, Pryor would do better by boxing. Lateral movement. But he has to be doing something because it's difficult for Arguello to pick him out.
Neither man has been down, and that will surprise a lot of ringside observers, myself included.
Now Pryor should get out of the corner and stay away from the ropes.
There's a right hand that causes Pryor to take a step back. And another right hand by Arguello, but as you mentioned, right, Pryor always comes right back after a punch.
After a big punch, Pryor comes right back. But the mistake he's making, Barry, he's stopping, he's slowing down. And Arguello, underhand with that uppercut and an overhand right.
And that cut over Arguello's eye has not been bleeding for the last 2 rounds.
Pryor standing too straight up. He's too erect for a fight of Arguello's caliber.
There's a right hand by Arguello again, and Pryor now holds on for a moment.
Someone may go down this round. If these guys stand toe-to-toe, someone will go down, I feel.
And a combination, 3-punch combination by Pryor, who's now right on top of Arguello. Arguello stays right there. And misses 2 shots of his own. Pryor lunges in with a right hand that's over the head of Arguello.
Well, fortunately for both fighters, there's just a few seconds remaining.
That was the second good round in a row for Arguello.
And that cut has not been a problem for him over the last couple rounds. There is the swelling under the eye, which does appear to be getting a little bit worse, but not in a position, at least at the moment, of causing him any problem. We talked earlier in the Howard Davis fight that maybe Howard Davis is not hungry enough. That is certainly not the case with Earn Pryor, who still feels he owes something from the Olympic Games in 1976. He was the favorite to win the lightweight championship in the Olympic Games, and he was beaten twice on split decisions, close decisions, by Howard Davis. Howard Davis fought for $250,000 in his first professional fight. Earn Pryor fought for $400. He's been a hungry fighter ever since. And this is his biggest payday.
I really felt that this fight wouldn't go beyond 10 rounds. But I have to say, I'm very impressed with both fighters because they're showing championship quality here.
Now you cut that out, I'll send you away from the corner yet.
Stanley Christodoulou warning Panama Lewis for coaching. and warning him very vehemently. Larry Merchant has been scoring this fight. We'll talk a little bit toward the end of this round about just how Larry has it up to this point.
I sense that
uppercut by Arguello.
It's kind of rock Pryor. The scene here with these two guys going at it. I look at the way I fought Tommy Hearns. If this fight should end any time, it's just a matter of who has the most heart.
And neither of these fighters has ever been one for heart. Right now, the fight does not have a real rhythm. Nobody is in control right at the moment. It looked for a while as though Aaron Pryor would gain control, but he hasn't.
Pryor's able to sneak right hand and follow that good left hook in. But some of this thing has gone from both fighters' punches.
Right hand by Arguello made Pryor blink, and now there is a little bit of blood showing under the eye of Alexis Arguello. And the blood above the eye has not really shown. Pryor showing that sort of quasi-bolo punch that he says Sugar Ray Leonard stole from him.
I stole from him.
There's a right hand by Arguello. And a right hand by Pryor. Into the 10th.
I still have Pryor very, very slightly ahead in this fight. 5-4-1.
Coming to the 11th round, so it's an either-way proposition as Larry Merchant sees it. All fights have an ebb and flow. I'm not sure this one really has. Pryor is the only one who at any time has shown like he was starting to dictate the tempo, but really that was for a short period of time. Other than that, it has been give and take. Good combination by Pryor. Pryor right back on top of Arguello. The blood for the moment has stopped.
Well, you know, they always respected Alex Arguello's punching talent and skills. And now I'm quite sure they're going to appreciate and respect Aaron Pryor because he displays so much versatility in this ring.
All right, cut it out. That's enough.
Stanley Christodoulou continuing to talk to Pryor's corner. Pryor trying to work on the eye. There is no blood showing right at the moment. There's a right hand by Arguello. And Pryor backs up for the moment. And another right hand by Arguello. Pryor does not seem to be hurt. Arguello being very patient. He has not thought himself, I don't think, that he's hurt Pryor, because he has not really come after it.
As long as Aaron Pryor stands there for a while, then moves, you notice Arguello can't get set.
Pryor back with a combination of his own. Blood still is stopped.
Now Pryor should walk away at this point here. Or at least he's got away from the ropes. Smart thing to do.
Both men at this point look highly capable of going 15 rounds should it become necessary.
Arguello's trying to pick the pace up now.
Arguello misses a wild right hand. Arguello has not missed a lot of punches. He's been thrifty with his punches. There's a hard right hand by Arguello, but Pryor did not take one step back. Tough kid.
Those were some devastating punches by Alex Arguello. Some of this team has left Arguello, because if not, I feel Pryor would have been down.
Pryor coming back with an attack of his own. Takes two more from Arguello. Pryor does not seem hurt. Combination by Arguello again. The uppercut and the overhand right. Back with another overhand right. Pryor smiles at him at the
idea why Aaron Pryor wanted any more of those shots. There's a straight right hand earlier in the round. It was later in the round that Arguello landed 3 or 4 of those, and let's take a look at them. A body shot followed by a right hand, under and over. That is a sign of a very great fighter.
Both the thrower and throwee.
Big. Pull in side to side. All right? Let go. Hold the service. At the mouthpiece.
From here out, it's just
Let's go.
conditioning and will.
All right.
As you see it now, the fight's dead even.
It's just about dead even, yes.
And the pace picking up considerably. Pryor off the stool and right in Alexis Arguello's lap.
This fight is incredible. I mean, both men been throwing bombs the whole time.
Just make you glad you made the decision you made.
I'm so happy I've retired.
Pryor trying to go to the body. Left hand by Pryor. The eye of Arguello seems to be no worse over the last 3 rounds.
Well, Aaron Pryor definitely needs to keep that pace going. As long as he slows down and falls asleep, Arguello is going to continue to connect with some beautiful combinations like he did the last round.
Pryor has been stepping up the pace a little bit in this round. Pryor with a combination. Arguello wobbles for a moment. Goes back against the ropes. I think that might have hurt him. And Arguello with a right hand. Pryor's legs wobble for a minute. Give and take from the very first round.
Unbelievable, bro. These guys, I just can't, I can't picture anyone being able to take those punches.
Both these fighters in superb condition. Excellent fight. Uppercut by Arguello. That right hand missed. A right hand by Pryor, right on the eye of Arguello.
Arguello is now he's doubling that right hand up. He goes to the body with it and comes back up to the head. He's changed up completely with that overhand right.
Pryor lunges with that right, and Arguello missed the uppercut.
Arguello's going to the body, so Aaron Pryor should go to the body. With the fight at this pace, those body shots really take its toll.
The right hand was caught in the glove by Pryor. The left scored, the right on the glove. A little bit of blood showing once more from the eye of Arguello, but it is not any more of a problem now than it was 4 rounds ago. There's a right hand uppercut that caught Pryor leaning in, but again he didn't hurt him. And Pryor continues to work on the eye of Arguello. And another good right hand to the left hand. Pryor now had Arguello grabbing for a moment.
What is that?
Now the bell did ring. As we mentioned, his bell is not very loud. Now Pryor up off the stool. Incidentally, that was the first time between that rounds that I've seen Aaron Pryor draw a deep breath. Pryor forces the attack. This is the 13th round. It is still anybody's guess. Toe to toe. Nobody really doing much damage, but toe to toe slugging.
Barry, notice Arguello's way he throws his left hand. I believe something's wrong with him. He's hitting open glove now.
There's a right hand by Pryor. Opens up Arguello for the moment. Pryor leaning into his man now. There's a right hand by Arguello and a left hand back. And Pryor seems to be just a step slow right now.
Well, you look at the way that Arguello's delivering those body shots.
I believe a little bit of the starch has gone out of Aaron Pryor's legs.
must have really trained for this fight. He's showing so much stamina here and endurance.
Well, there always was some question as to just how much he did train for a fight. In this case, I don't think there's any question at all, win or lose.
Well, he's really thinking also.
There's a right hand, snaps the head back, and Pryor is hurt. That was the best punch of the fight. And I mean right on the button. That was like target practice.
That was a beautiful right hand.
I mean, I just don't know how anybody else could stand up against that punch.
Come back like Pryor's doing.
A punch a little bit low by Arguello, and it really just caught Pryor out of position.
Pryor needs to get back inside. It's too dangerous on the outside.
Pryor is throwing his punches a little bit. He's lunging a little bit now. I don't know that he's particularly physically tired, but I think his legs are a little bit shot.
Oh, yes, he's taking some good shots. But again, Barry, you have to appreciate this man's in tip-top shape because Arguello has thrown some right hands that would have knocked out anyone. And Pryor also has landed some big punches on Arguello's chin that should have taken any man out.
Arguello still trying to work, or rather Pryor trying to work on the eye of Arguello. It's still swollen, and a little bit of blood shows underneath the eye, but not so much above it. That was where it could cause him more problems. There's a good right hand by Pryor. Another tremendous round.
You're just seeing two championship stallions come down the home stretch here, and they're just going head to head. Let's take a look and see that hand. There it is. Whack, batting practice. And where Aaron Pryor gets that reservoir of strength and spirit, it just seems as deep as the Ohio River.
Give me that ball. The one I mix. Okay? Come on. Come on. Gotta win these 2 rounds, champ. All right, wait a minute. Yeah.
One more time from another angle, and it'll hurt just as much.
But you can appreciate from this angle here, his snap back.
Got to punch back. Win these 2 last rounds. 6 minutes. You can fight for 6 minutes. We go all day in the gym. We go all day in the gym, all right? You work hard now, come on.
Panama Lewis telling Aaron Pryor that he had to win these next 2 rounds. I'm not sure that that's completely accurate, but I would think it would be a pretty good idea. Aaron Pryor now in Never Never Land for him. He has never gone into the 14th round of any fight. Combination by Pryor. And a left hand snaps the head of Arguello back. Arguello is wobbling, breathing through his mouth. Pryor being patient. Right hand. That's one of those, here it comes, and it's still scoring. Pryor a left jab and a combination again. And Arguello's in trouble. Arguello in big trouble against the ropes. Pryor going for the kill, trying to put him away. Arguello trying to cover up. A smashing right hand. Arguello's helpless against the ropes. Arguello's hands at his side. It's over. Aaron Pryor has retained his junior welterweight championship. Arguello slips to the canvas. What a victory for Aaron Pryor.
Incredible, Barry.
So it ended for...
When he knocked out Alexis Arguello last November.
Regarded as the best white heavyweight in the world, who's been meeting the best men in the division since 1966. People including Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, and Jimmy Ellis. Jack Bodell, 31, having tonight his first fight as the triple champion, just 7 weeks after beating Joe Bugner and bidding tonight to become the world's best white heavyweight, and having had here at Wembley the best reception he's ever had in his life.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, a 10-round international heavyweight contest of 3 minutes each round. Between and introducing to you from Los Angeles, USA, Quarry. knockdown. Your referee, Joe Smith, and your timekeeper, James Masterson. Thank you.
So Bodell tonight tries to prove that he's really got it in the top class. And Quarry goes for him right at the start. Quarry, 26, the man who's been in with all the best heavyweights in the world. 5 years younger than Bodell. Quarry surprisingly heavy tonight. 14-7. Just 340 to a pound lighter than the southpaw British champion. And there aren't going to be any niceties of boxing tonight. This is going to be a slugging match, and the stronger man will win. Jack trips over his own feet as he comes forward. There's the right hand, and over goes Bodell. Met with the right. Less than a minute gone, and he's going to have trouble beating the count. His legs have gone, and he's counted out. Bodell counted out after 1 minute and 4 seconds. 64 seconds on my watch. Jack Bodell is out, and Jerry Quarry has proved beyond any shadow of doubt that he was a class at least too good for Bodell. So a sensational ending with Jack Bodell out in just over a minute.
Gentlemen,
at the hands of the best right heavyweight in the world.
In 1 minute 4 seconds of the first round, Quarry is the winner.
Bodell knows only one way to fight. He must come forward, and this suits Quarry down to the ground. He's a counterpuncher who's always looking for the man who comes to him. In these opening seconds, Quarry only just misses with several right-hand counters. The warning was there. Bodell ignored it, and so he moves into trouble. I thought this was a stumble, but the replay shows that Quarry smashed in a good right hand. Again, the red light is flashing for Bodell. Quarry already knows that Bodell is made for him. It's just a question of when he can get the right hand across. Bodell slings the left, Quarry sways away from it, and overcomes the classic right hand counter. For the first time in his life, Jack Bodell is counted out. The right hand of Quarry has half paralyzed him. Well, just 7 weeks ago, we had a complete rout of Joe Bugner as the new champion.
Some authorities in America.
Of his career, but that changed a bit after he went 15 with Ali. The fight underway. Watch for the Holmes left. It is quick. He's a quick-handed heavyweight. Used to spar with Ali and Pryor. Holmes in the red trunks and Shavers in the blue. Earnie will keep pressuring Holmes much as possible throughout the fight. But you heard Holmes say it's finishing between the 5th and the 9th. Holmes will want to keep moving so that Shavers can't get set with that power right of his, and Ernie's left is good too. First round action, just the beginning of things. Shavers got the right in, much as he did in the second round of his bout against Ali. And Holmes felt it. We're just past a minute into the first round. Oh, good count. 3 straight left jabs. The last one followed in combination by the right. Shavers for the left, but Holmes scored well with those blows. Memphis going on a 10-point muster. Ring, 20 feet. Plenty of room for Holmes to maneuver. The size of the ring favors Holmes. Minute and a half into round 1. Right there by Holmes after a Shavers left. Shavers is smiling. Shavers with the right cock, looking Holmes to let down his guard. Holmes using the left to keep Shavers away, using his foot movement to stay away, but flicking in that left. They've got 40 seconds left in the first round. Shavers missed and left himself open. Holmes failed to capitalize. Holmes using that left, as you can see, and scoring with it. Counting down to the end of round one. You see the countdown in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Quick-handed flurry by Larry Holmes, who has been very impressive in the first round. Shavers laughing at him, but a little bit hurt, it seems to me. In the corner, no movement from Earnie. Action-packed first round with Larry Holmes looking like nothing of the Larry Holmes we've seen before against the likes of Tom Pryor and Roy Williams and Ebar Arrington and Horace Robinson. I said undistinguished opponents. But suddenly in the first round, Larry Holmes had the look of a fighter about him. Keeps getting in there. Second round action. Larry Holmes to the left of your screen. Shavers now with his back to you. I see that left. Shavers trying to respond. We're a minute into round two. I'd like to alert our stations along the line that will be giving them time for a station break at the end of this round. Earnie trying to go to the belly and quickly covering after delivering the right. There's that left getting in there, scoring points for Holmes. Holmes' gloves pick off Ernie's attempted answer. Earnie did connect with a good, hard right in the first minute of the first round. Holmes. Right there, Earnie connected strongly with Holmes. And again, Holmes. Earnie trying to take advantage. Shavers. Forget Holmes with that right of his. Holmes was stunned. And so you see the foot movement as he circles the ring. And now, fights much more guardedly. He had been growing in confidence. You could see it. He was in charge with the left, and suddenly Shavers got him with the right. 45 seconds left in the second round. Good heavyweight action. These fellas fighting. Crowd yelled at a Holmes right, but it did not connect. Shavers hurt him with the right. Shavers wild. We'll return with more of ABC's Wide World of Sport after this from our local station. You're looking at Earnie Shavers as the bell sounds for round three. Earnie looking at some of the crowd and smiling at them and with them. But Earnie, who came to life in the second half of round two, scoring with his right and hurting Holmes. Earnie had done the best of it in the first round, and Holmes was boxing well again by the end of the second round. Third round action. Holmes right back to work with his left. Earnie with a left that did not score the way the crowd yelled. Earnie with a right that did score. Holmes keeps using that left. It's the dominant blow of the contest in my view thus far. The winner of this fight possibly, maybe even probably get a fight with Kenny Norton. As I said earlier, and as we identified for you, Kenny is here, and during the course of the telecast, we will be bringing him to the microphone for a talk. In the meantime, based upon the New York State Athletic Commission, support continues to grow for Leon Spinks. Third round action. It's been a good fight thus far. Holmes, the quick-handed fighter. Davis pursuing. Amy Pearl breaking the fight. This is by far the best that I have ever seen Holmes fight. He had shown me nothing in 4 previous fights that I had covered. In fact, when I did the Young Norton fight last November 5th in this very arena, that was when Holmes fought Ebar Harrington and showed us nothing. Not today. Shavers is pursuing, but not too successfully. It's Holmes' left that is dominating the early going. Except for Shavers hurting Holmes twice with scorching right. End of the round coming up. For round 4, Larry Holmes to the right of your screen. Earnie Shavers to the left of your screen. Kenny Norton with me now. Between rounds, Ray Arcel, one of the great veterans of boxing trainers, man who handled the likes of Ezra Charles and Tony Gennaro, said, "You're doing great, Larry. You're moving to your left. You're moving to your right. You're using the ring." And indeed, it's a Shavers failure that he doesn't know how to cut a ring in half on a fighter with the kind of movement that Holmes is evidencing today. 35 seconds into round 4. Kenny, what's your view thus far?
So far, I feel that Holmes is doing what he has to do to win. He's keeping Shavers off balance. Like he said before, he's moving to his left, he's moving to his right, he's keeping the jab in the man's face. And so far, he's controlling the fight. The only thing he has to watch is that Shavers' power is on the end of his punch. He throws those long, looping punches. So he has to be very alert and watch for the long, looping punches and just keep moving, keep boxing well.
Especially the Shavers' right, Kenny, which did land twice and stung Holmes.
That's it. He has a very long, looping right. But then again, once Shavers gets hurt, his main thing that he uses is a left hook. He always reverts back to his left hook.
Okay, Kenny Norton with us. 1 minute 20 seconds into the 4th round. Bristling action fight thus far. We'll find out as the fight goes along, and if Shavers can't hurt Holmes or put him away, whether Earnie has the stamina. You see him covering up. That left is always in his face and bothering. Again the left. And Earnie doesn't quite know how to cope with it. When he had Holmes hurt twice, Holmes used the ring to get away, and Earnie didn't know how to cut it down on him.
Holmes is fighting a very smart fight now, Howard. He's picking the shots well. He's picking the jab. He shoots the right hand. Right there, he saw a very good combination, and he's mixing everything up very well.
Right, and the quickness of those hands. Very quick-handed heavyweight. I never saw him look like this before, Ken.
He's primed up now. He's mentally ready and physically he's ready.
There's Kenny Norton in the lower right-hand corner of your picture. Shavers with a right there. 35 seconds left in the 4th round. And it's been a good round for Holmes. Oh, backhand slap. A warning. Shavers apologizes. Davy Pearl was right in on it, but Holmes wasn't bothered by it. Covering up is Shavers, but Holmes is getting through with those quick-handed blows. Holmes is really fighting a fine fight. Kenny Norton's going to stay with us. We'll get his views about fighting the winner. The end of this round coming up. Back live live at Las Vegas, Nevada, ringside. Round 5 just underway. And the amusing situation between rounds. Some of you may have noticed that Larry Holmes' trunks were torn in the rear. And so there was a change of trunks in his corner. Wow. The round part girl was walking around, and so there were hoots and whistles, all part of a natural scene in Las Vegas, Nevada. A city that usually lives by night.
You notice how Holmes is using the whole ring now. He steps from side to side. Right. He moves around well. He steps back. He steps in. He flirts. He jabs. He's controlling the fight very well.
Not only that, you saw him come back to his corner with a broad grin. The confidence which was there before the fight and which we quickly learned was not pretended has grown with his ability to use the left almost at will. Are you going to fight the winner?
Hopefully so, yes. We don't know it yet. We have to see what the edict of the WBC says, and once they make a ruling on it, then we'll go from there.
Support is beginning to swell. Witness Floyd Patterson's statement for the New York State Athletic Commission for Leon Spinks. How do you feel about that? Do you resent it?
I don't resent it. No, I feel that, hey, we're both in a position where we should fight and just put the bear up, just get it over with right now. I feel the longer it's like this, it's going to hurt boxing because you have 2 different champions. It's never happened in ages in heavyweight history.
Okay.
Only, a few years ago. I think now we should fight and just settle it, period.
Okay, Ken, let's get back to this one because this is good action.
Right now, definitely Holmes is in control.
I think Ken said it. Holmes is in control. He's been fighting his fight, and Earnie is in a little bit of trouble. And Holmes is measuring it. Has him in the corner right above it. And Earnie is in trouble, trying to cover. Remember, he said he would knock him out anywhere from the 5th to the 9th. But Davis was lying back, and as you saw, just tried to come back. However, he was wild. And Holmes is measuring him directly above us with 30 seconds left in the 5th round. This has turned into a beauty of a heavyweight fight. Holmes suddenly with Shavers rather with a right, and Holmes has to be wary. There is a cut below Shavers' left eye. The first sign of blood we've seen. 10 seconds left in the 5th round. We approach the end of the round. We'll be back with more action. Back for round 6, Las Vegas, Nevada, live. Earnie Shavers left of your screen. Larry Holmes back to it. A fight that's had action from the beginning up to this point. Larry Holmes surprising us with his hands, with his efficiency, with his control of the bout, with his use of the ring. He had Shavers hurt last round, and then Shavers, as if laying back, playing the role of a fox, suddenly came out, but could not really score against Holmes, who's been dominant. Kenny Norton is back in his seat enjoying the fight. We want to express our thanks to Ken, who is a perfect gentleman and always has been, and we wish him well. As Holmes scoring again.
Step back clean now. Come on. Get back.
1 minute gone in round 6. Talking to Shavers. Shavers trying to manhandle Holmes in the corner. Minute and a half gone in round 6. Shavers furiously trying to mount a charge in this round. Remember, Shavers' stamina always was a question. He answered the question to some degree against Ali. Ali threw virtually no punches the first 6 rounds against Shavers, or the first 5. Shavers now flailing away at Holmes. Caught him with a right uppercut. We've got a minute to go in the 6th round. with a broad grin, as if to say, look, Larry, you haven't hurt me. Grin he showed in the Ali fight. 35 seconds left in the 6th round. Larry using the left again. There's the countdown. Snaps that left, doesn't he? 15 and counting down.
1 point.
Talking to the crowd, round 7. Confusion in the last round. You may have detected I was getting signals from our remote truck. The confusion resulted from the fact that apparently the official timekeeper made a mistake. A good left by Holmes, and that round went 3 minutes and 10 seconds instead of 3 minutes. Holmes off to a good start in the 7th round with the left. Holmes moving, using that ring. That's the mark of an intelligent fight. Right next to me, the great veteran trainer, saying double up on it, meaning double up on that left jab. Move, which is exactly what Larry has been doing and what we've been calling. Now been confirmed that round was 3 minutes and 10 seconds. A mistake. Keep moving. 7th round action. Scheduled 12 rounder. Earnie trying to get that right in, his big weapon. Still, Holmes keeps using that left and scoring. Earnie shaking his head. No, I wasn't hurt by the right. Earnie missing with his wild right. Earnie talking to Holmes now. Holmes with suddenly a right uppercut, but it did not land full flush. He grazed. Shavers having trouble reaching Holmes. And yet, though Holmes is 6'4" and Shavers is 6 feet, the actual reach measurement is not discernibly different.
Hold it, no more hitting now. Step back.
30 seconds left in the 7th round. Seconds left. It's been a good boxing round for Larry. The crowd screamed at Shavers' right, but again they were misled. See, Shavers' right there. Grace went over the shoulder. Coming up, the end of the 7th round, and Holmes is cleaning up on Shavers. The bell for round 8. The cut looms larger underneath Shavers' left eye. The story of this fight thus far, the impressive showing by Larry Holmes. We've been reading about Spinks and Ali and Norton and Young and Foreman's coming back, but nobody paid any attention to the kid Holmes. Nor was there any reason to, based upon the men he had fought. But today, up till now, unless there is a drastic change, you're going to have to pay some attention to this kid. You're the boss. Ray Arcel yells it out from the corner of Larry Holmes, and so he has been. Using that ring, you see him moving left, mainly left, then right. And Shavers not able, as I noted earlier, to cut the ring in half on him. Instead, chasing him all over the ring. And Holmes using the left to retain control. I want to alert our stations along the line. We'll have another station break at the end of this round. Look at Holmes. Left. Foot right uppercut. Landed by Holmes. A minute and a half into the 8th round. It's a scheduled 12 round. The crowd roars every time Earnie throws the right. The problem is he is not scoring with it. He did once in the first round, twice in the second round. He had Holmes hurt briefly, but Holmes knew how to fight his way out of it. Earnie did get a right in that time. Blood in the fight, the cut under Shavers' left eye. There have been no knockdowns. Shavers putting up his gloves and saying, hey, look, fella, that wasn't right. For Shavers, this is a must-win fight. He's verging on 34, according to the record book. So for him, there is little time left. He himself said in the pre-fight interview, I've got 3 or 4 fights left. The blood is now coming down Earnie's left jaw. That right by Earnie scored, and Holmes held on. 10 seconds left. We will return with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports after this from our local station. The bell, and we're into round 9. Scheduled 12-rounder, heavyweight. Larry Holmes, the left of your screen. Earnie Shavers, the right. For those of you who may have just joined us, a surprising performance, an astonishingly effective performance by Larry Holmes. Quick-handed, quick-footed, too, for that matter, as you see him bouncing on his toes. He has been using the ring, a big one. 20 by 20, effectively the whole afternoon. And he has had complete control, almost complete control over Shavers with that quick, flicking left jab. A boxing lesson for Earnie Shavers up to this point. No knockdowns, 1 cut under Shavers' left eye. Larry is dancing. Remember, Holmes was a sparring partner of Muhammad Ali and of Joe Frazier. If there are similarities to Ali, Holmes will tell you they come by accident, that he did not seek in any way to copy. Many of the young fighters today, particularly kids like Sugar Ray Leonard and Howard Davis, have studiously copied Ali. We're a minute and a half into round 9. And Holmes continues to dominate with the left and with the foot movement.
That's it, baby. Dance. Move. That's it. Keep moving. That's it, big guy. Move. Dance, baby.
We saw Holmes wildly missing with a right, or rather Shavers, and Holmes coming right back with his own right to score. What Shavers wants, to have Holmes immobile against the rope. And Holmes is covering up, rope-a-dope fashion. Now, suddenly, Holmes lets go with the flurry. And some of those blows are getting through. Shavers coming back with a wild right that missed. Look at Holmes using just the footwork. The punch is not merely slipped by Holmes, but going wildly astray. 15 seconds left in the 9th round. is at hand. Back live in Las Vegas, Nevada, round 10, scheduled 12 rounder. So Holmes couldn't make his prediction stick of a knockout between 5 and 9. Shavers did not predict a knockout. In Shavers' corner between rounds, he was told by his manager, Blackie Gennaro, and by his trainer, Frank Luca, you've got to get him. To win, you've got to get him. So far, Shavers has not shown the ability to do so.
Right, Holmes. Stop, Holmes. Keep moving.
45 seconds into the 10th round.
Don't wait, Big Jack. Come on, dance. Don't let jab work. Keep the jab work.
So far, Shavers has gone into the 10th round. Last September 29th, he went 15 against Ali. He does look weary in this round. There's a lot of fight in this man.
Don't wait. Stop
Remember the pre-fight interview? Shavers said he actually trained harder for this fight than he did for Ali, on grounds that Holmes was younger. Holmes using that ring again.
That's it. Come on, baby. Keep it on back.
Shavers showing his fatigue there. Off balance, tired. Went back against the ropes after missing. Shavers getting the left hook. Laughing again. I don't quite know why. That right got in. Earnie connected. 30 seconds left in the 10th round. Now, after delivering a couple of blows, the Shavers' tendency is to fall into the opponent and to hold because he is getting tired. The younger man, Holmes, still appears fresh. Coming to the end of the 10th round. It is just about here. Howard Cosell back live at ringside, Las Vegas, Nevada. Round 11. Weren't many who thought it would go this far. In perspective, I thought Shavers, who's supposed to be lacking in stamina, had his best round of the fight last round. He started to use his left more, scored with it. But Holmes uses that left. It's almost piston-like. See, Earnie now is using his left more, where in the earlier rounds, he would just try to go with that right, as he did there and missed. He's using his left far more effectively. Last round, and we'll see about this round. We're not quite a minute into round 11. See that left of Shavers getting in there now? That can only mean that Holmes is getting tired. He was using the ring effectively for the first 9 rounds of the fight. So the younger man is now falling prey to Holmes' left. We're a minute and a half into the 11th round. That was Earnie with that wild right lead again. Minute 45 into the round. 11th round. taking command again. Davis with the wild right lead, missing again. That's been a major part of this fight's story. Now Larry's moving well. There's a bruise under Holmes' left eye. I don't see blood, but I see a bruise. Larry flicking that left in there.
Step out clean now. Step out clean.
15 seconds left in the 11th round. Snap is going out of Holmes' punches as he connects. They're no longer that crisp. End of the round here. We're back live for the final round. Holmes against Shavers. The fight has been almost totally dominated by Holmes. I've given Holmes 10 of the round. Shavers fought all one. Look at Holmes right there. Jimmy Young has scored a shutout for Holmes. Kenny Norton has Holmes decisively ahead. He has made it his fight. Over the 12 rounds, he has used his left with great effectiveness. Over the 12 rounds, he has used the ring with great effectiveness. There have been momentary lapses, but overall he has fought extremely well. And in the process, surprised many of us. There's Kenny Norton. Suddenly, he's a golfer. Holmes is still using his boxing finesse. Now we're a minute and a half into the final round, and he is doing the job. Saw what happened to Shavers there. He is a desperate and desperately ineffective fighter at the moment. If this was a crossroads fight for each of the two, well, certainly it is Holmes who goes onward and, from his point of view, hopefully upward. Less than a minute left. A good right by Holmes. Totally controlling the opponent, giving him a boxing lesson. Giving good evidence in this round of his own stamina, where he had looked a little tired in the first half of the 11th round. 30 seconds to go in the fight. Desperate Shavers. Now Shavers is hurt and ready to go. We are about at the end of the fight, and Shavers is ready to go. He will not go. The fight is over, and Larry Holmes has put on a tremendous boxing demonstration. All right, maybe Shavers isn't the best fighter in the world, but certainly the American sporting press gave him all kinds of kudos for his September 29th last performance against Muhammad Ali. Certainly he's a courageous man. Certainly he has the big punch. Larry Holmes was the man who didn't have much credibility going in. Whom had he fought? Nobody. Some guys in the U.S. Boxing Championship Series, and some guys as and figure on the undercard to Young and Norton and to Foreman and Young. So nobody really knew how good the kid was, and maybe we still don't know, because maybe against a tougher opponent, Holmes wouldn't be able to be this effective. But for today, against this opponent, Give him credit. He fought a marvelously effective fight.
So nobody really knew how good the kid was, and maybe we still don't know. Because maybe against a tougher opponent, Holmes wouldn't be able to be this effective. But for today, against this opponent, give him credit. He fought a marvelously effective fight. You see the scene in the ring, and it's my hope now. It's my hope now that we will get Larry Holmes down here. Nope, we're not going to be able to get him. In fact, we are running out of time. We're just waiting on the official decision. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Harold Buck scores 120 to 108. Judge Dave Moretti scores 119-109. Judge Joe Swessel scores 120-108. The winner by unanimous decision, the Easton Assassin, Larry.
There it is, and Jimmy Young wasn't that far wrong. He had it a shutout. So did two of the three officials. A fine boxing demonstration by that young man from Easton, Pennsylvania. Larry Holmes, the winner, unanimous decision. Travel arrangements made through. Promotional fee paid by United Airlines.
Retinue, just past Lloyd Wells, who used to be part of Ali's retinue, was once a key scout for the Kansas City Chiefs. But that's Earnie.
From your local stations. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy back here at ringside as the announcer Jimmy Lennon is about to make the introductions of the champion and the challenger. We mentioned the referee is Larry Rosadilla from Los Angeles. The judges are Ismael Fernandez from Puerto Rico and Fernando Viso from Venezuela.
Broad match, ringside position. Ladies and gentlemen, the supervisor of the bouts from Caracas, Venezuela, Fernando Mandri Galindez of the WBA. This featured event, 15 rounds of boxing for the WBA junior welterweight title. Remember, two judges and the referee will score the bout. The officials chosen by the WBA for the title bout, from Caracas, Venezuela, we have Fernando Viso. From Santurce and Puerto Rico, Ismael Fernandez. The referee from Los Angeles, Larry Rosadilla. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the #1 contender vying for title honors this evening, the challenger hailing from Cincinnati, Ohio. Weighing a trim and ready 138.5, black trunks and a white stripe. Undefeated as a pro, 24-0, Aaron the Hawk Pryor. Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent really needing no introduction, the great defending champion from Barranquilla in Colombia. A trim and ready 139.25 with white trunks and a black stripe. Introduciendo the ageless, long-time boxing champion, Antonio Cervantes. Referee Rosadilla now to give instructions.
All right, Jimmy Lennon doing his usual sparkling job as the ring announcer with beautiful Spanish pronunciation. Pryor weighed in at 138.5, Cervantes at 139.25. The limit for junior welterweight, 140 pounds.
Just want to remind you one thing. When you're tied up in a clinch, I'm going to say one word, that's break, and that means stop punching, let go, and take a step back. Cuando digo break, quiero decir que suelte y se separe, eh? I want a good, clean fight, una limpia pelea. Buena suerte, shake hands.
All right, Aaron Pryor, ranked #5 by the WBA, #4 by the WBC, moving up from the lightweight rank. That's where he
held those ratings and still does. He is moving up 5 pounds in weight to go after this title. He felt that he was not going to get an opportunity against either Hilmer Kenty or Jim Watt, the lightweight champions in the WBA and WBC, and so decided to take his title opportunity at this weight, 5 pounds higher than his normal weight. Antonio Cervantes, according to Ring Magazine, 85 wins, 9 defeats, 3 draws, 40 knockouts, almost half of his victories by KO. Aaron Pryor, 24-0 with 22 knockouts, including 16 in a row. And we're underway with round 1, and Pryor comes right at him like everybody expected, including the champion. In Cervantes, you will see a very relaxed fighter, no matter what kind of a buzzsaw attack Pryor puts on him. And he's getting that buzzsaw attack right away.
They're winging right from the start, Tim. Pryor style. He's got a lot of guys out of there in 1 round.
Well, in that exchange, he did not land a real good, clean punch. But he keeps throwing them. There's a good left hook from the champion, Cervantes. Right hand lead from Pryor, landed to the chin of Cervantes. And Gil, I guess the question would be, can young Pryor keep up a pace like this?
I don't think anybody could keep up this kind of pace, and I noticed that Cervantes has been very cool with this opening hurricane attack. It hasn't phased him a bit.
Pryor is 25 years of age. Cervantes, well, nobody's really sure. He's listed at 34. He could be 40 years of age. He also says he's had more than 120 fights. Officially, this is his 98th professional bout. Aaron Pryor in black, the champion in white.
They're both throwing bombs, Tim. Both looking for an early KO.
Kid Pambale. Why is he called that? Well, an uncle had a fighter he liked in Nicaragua that he had followed. His name was Kid Pambale, less distinguished in his career than Cervantes, but that's how he got the nickname. It does not mean anything. It is indeed just a nickname.
Tim, we noticed in the preliminaries that the canvas was very, very slippery, and Pryor has the kind of shoes that it should help him. He has the rubber soles, where Cervantes may be slipping with those leather soles. Let's see as the fight progresses.
All right, Gil Clancy with Tim Ryan, ringside, live on the Sports Spectacular. We'll be going to Talladega, Alabama today, back to Detroit, where Dick Stockton and Angelo Dundee are preparing to view tonight's Hearns-Cuevas welterweight championship fight. Less than a minute to go in round number 1.
Okay, Frank, come back, clean.
A busy Aaron Pryor doing what everyone expected thus far. Champion showing that he is hard to hit. He's taken a couple of licks, however. Pryor took a right hand counter-punching from the champion.
And the referee called it a knockdown.
Yes,
His glove hit the canvas.
And I thought it was, too. Well, he didn't catch him clean, but it was enough to send him down.
Well, the rule says any part of your body but your feet hits the canvas, it's a knockdown, and his glove did go down.
He took the mandatory 8 count, but came out showing that he wasn't hurt at all, and I really don't think he was. Final seconds of round 1. In Aaron Pryor's corner, the venerable Freddie Brown, working as the cut man today, wearing his familiar green sweater, the man who had a lot to do with Roberto Duran's success. Pryor is trained by Panama Lewis and Frank Sims.
Freddie's not only working as a cut man, I saw him talking to Aaron between rounds, which means he's taking over the strategy as well.
Well, he was getting strategy from 3 of them during that first break. Well, it'll be interesting to see how that developed.
Well, they say that too many cooks spoil the broth. In this case, I counted 5 cooks in Aaron's corner.
The champion is managed by Ramiro Machado, who is in his corner, and trained by Melquiades San from Venezuela. This is round 2, scheduled for 15, 140-pound championship of the WBA. Aaron Pryor in black, Cervantes in white. If you just joined us, Cervantes set Pryor to the canvas with a right hand to the chin that did not hurt him, but had enough force to send him down.
See that upper body strength of Pryor? He just shrugged Cervantes off on that time.
Cervantes about 5'9". They call him 5'11", but we've been checking him out pretty closely this week in training, and my guess would be that he's about 5'9". Pryor stands 5'6".
Against a sharpshooter such as Cervantes, Pryor is coming in wide open.
He just paid for it on that last exchange, Gil, with a left hand from the champion.
When he punches, he sticks his chin up in the air. That can be fatal any time in a fight.
The legendary Kid Pambale has 40 knockouts and 85 professional victories. Pryor, the man who lost 2 close fights in the Olympic trials to Howard Davis a few years back, has a bunch of wins over the now champion Hilmer Kenty, and also beat Thomas Hearn, the man who fights tonight in Detroit for the championship against Pepino Cuevas for the welterweight division, WBA. Under a minute to go in round number 2.
Both of these guys are bombers, Tim. I'm waiting for something big to happen at any time.
You might see it there as the champion appeared to be staggered by the combination, but has recovered well. But he was moved by the combination from Aaron Pryor.
Break. Let him out clean, huh?
Tremendous pace in the early going. Under 30 seconds remaining, round 2. Gil, you and I were talking before the fight. Cervantes reminding me so much of Jose Napoli, who had, I think, a great nickname was so appropriate to him, Mantequilla, butter.
And smooth as butter.
Yes, he is. Final seconds of round number 2.
Spectacular. See live portions of 500 of the most punishing miles in racing, the Talladega 500.
Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy live from Cincinnati, Ohio, the Riverfront Coliseum. Round 3 scheduled for 15. Aaron Pryor, the challenger in black, the champion Kid Pambale Cervantes in white. Yet to taste defeat, the champion in his 21st title bout. He's won 18 and lost twice in championship action, losing to Wilfredo Benitez.
Cervantes looks very, very awkward when he's leading. He has to keep his form and look to counterpunch. But when he tries to throw leads, he looks very, very awkward, Tim.
Cervantes won the title originally in 1972 from Alfonso Peppermint Frazier. Defended it 10 times before losing to Benitez in 76. Then he won the vacant crown in 1977 from Carlos Jimenez and has defended it 6 times successfully since. Pryor digging to the body with an effective flurry. Cervantes standing there right with him. Digging a left hook to the body.
There's that whirlwind Pryor attack. You don't know where they're coming from. And he just ran into a good right hand.
Great right hand. There is some blood above the right eye of Cervantes.
Cervantes has a bad cut over his right eye. Okay, let him out. And it's running down. Tim, it could bother him, could affect his vision. It's a bad cut.
Good right hand from Cervantes. He knows he's in trouble with that cut. Pryor will not let up.
Well, we said Pryor was a good finisher, Tim. They come from all over.
Round number 3. The champion back to the ropes, and the blood flowing into his right eye. Pryor keeping relentless pressure on, but takes another right hand. Cervantes has not been able to hurt him since that. Well, he didn't even hurt him on the knockdown punch.
Tim, nobody could keep up this pace for 15 rounds. This fight definitely is going to end in a knockout. I'm going right out on a limb. That's the way it is.
To go in round 3, Gil. A lot of blood from the eye of Cervantes. The cut appears to be above the right eye, and it's running into the eye.
It's a bad cut.
Cervantes finally tying Pryor up. First time he's done that here, despite being in so much trouble. Under 30 seconds to go. Round 3. To the body and up top. Jabbing away at that cut. Final seconds of the 3rd round. Didn't hear you. attack. There's a right hand, and that punch opened the cut over the right eye, the upper corner of the right eyebrow, the champion Cervantes. And his handler, Melquiades Sam, worked feverishly on him between rounds, but it is bleeding again already.
Tim, it's a bad cut, and the referee did not go over to check the cut, nor did he call the doctor. And I guess he feels this is a championship fight. You've got to give the champion every chance.
The referee is Larry Rosadilla from Los Angeles. Lots of blood again on the face of the champion Cervantes.
The cut is wide open again, Tim. It has to affect his vision.
There is young Aaron Pryor, Jr., watching his daddy in action, along with Mama. Pryor forcing the issue as he has since the opening bell. The counter-punching Cervantes has landed some, but has not been able to stop Pryor or slow him down at all, despite the knockdown in the first round. Good counter-punching right hand landed from Cervantes, but Pryor just right back with pressure.
Just seems to brush him off, Tim, and he's changing his direction as he moves in, and that's confusing Cervantes.
He's also jabbing pretty well for a guy that's considered a slugger. He's getting to that cut, and he landed a good combination.
I told you, Pryor's a good finisher, Tim.
He got him down.
Good finisher.
A good punch. Tremendous right hand. Looked like an uppercut that sent the champion to the canvas, and he's trying to shake the cobweb. He might not make it up. He does not. It's all over. There is a new junior welterweight champion, the hometown hero, Aaron Pryor, with a fourth-round knockout of the Latin legend Kid Pambale Cervantes in his 21st title fight. And there is bedlam in the Riverfront Coliseum. They have their first champion since 1955, when the lightweight Wallace Bud Smith was the local hero, and 5 years prior to that, heavyweight Edward Charles. It's been a long time between drinks for fight fans in Cincinnati, and Aaron Pryor has brought them a title. Well, he had himself tremendously psyched for this fight, and he was also able to come out and do the job physically. They had the championship belt in there. As you can see, there's chaos in the ring, but Pryor has the belt. A brand new belt that was prepared for this fight. And Aaron Pryor will wear it with great pride here in Cincinnati, where a crowd of about 10,000 is just going bananas. It's a hot, hot day in Cincinnati, and yet these people came indoors to the air-conditioned Riverfront Coliseum hoping to see a new Cincinnati champion. And they have one in 25-year-old Aaron Pryor, who moved up from the lightweight ranks to get this title shot, an optional defense for the champion Cervantes. And Pryor is on record as saying, even if he won it, he'd like to go back and win the lightweight crown. So, Gil Clancy, your reflections. We'll have some more time to chat, but what's your impression right now?
Well, Pryor is the kind of a guy that goes all out for the opening bell, Tim. He doesn't believe in pace. He thinks he's supposed to be in condition to go 15 rounds at that pace. I don't think he'll ever have to. He knocks everybody out.
Okay, Gil. Well, we'll be back here to chat with a happy champion in just a moment. We are back at the Riverfront Coliseum live in the CBS Sports Spectacular, where we have a new American champion, champion of the world, Aaron Pryor from Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, you can see this is a fairly chaotic scene, as you might expect, with a hometown victory. Announcer Jimmy Lennon trying to make his announcement and having difficulty doing so.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of the knockout. 1 minute, 47 seconds in round 4. Winner by KO, and the new junior welterweight champion, WBA, Cincinnati Hawk, Aaron Pryor.
All right, Aaron Pryor is now official, 147 of the 4th round, and we're trying to get him down here. It is a mob scene, and we're going to try and get the champion over here. to talk to us. He was very much ready for this fight. Psychologically and physically, obviously.
Frankie, let him sit in there.
Aaron Pryor with his manager, Buddy LaRosa, and having difficulty just getting a seat here with this happy crowd. All right. Now all we need is a camera to show them to you. There we are, right up above. All right, Aaron, well, we worked on getting our camera in position. Congratulations to you. You said you were ready for this. Was there a doubt in your mind at all?
No, I wasn't a doubt in my mind. I worked too hard, but I worked hard in this, and I haven't worked for anything in my life because everybody doubted my career at the end of the Olympics, you know, when I lost to Howard Davis on a close decision, and nobody wanted to give me a break. So I had to make my breaks. You followed me. You know I followed Howard Davis around the country. I asked Sugar Ray Leonard for help. All my friends was in the Olympics with me. Nobody gave me a break, so I started working for myself in the gym, and these are the results. 25 with 23 knockouts.
Aaron, we just saw that knockout again. It looked to me like a right uppercut that sent him to the canvas. Did we see that right?
Yeah, you saw a right uppercut and an overhand right, one behind another.
And you had that cut opened up in the third round with a really very good straight right hand.
Right, that's when I knew that I could hurt him. You know, I knew that I had the power as a junior welterweight. And my trainers, Panama Louis, my manager, Buddy Rosa, did a superb job. And I want to thank Muhammad Ali Sports for making this possible. Those guys went all the way down and had enough confidence in me to come to Cincinnati, give Cervantes more money than he ever had in his whole career. Muhammad Ali's got another champ. Harold Smith is just a beautiful person, and I think people like them is going to make other champions like me. Thank you, Harold. Thank everybody in Cincinnati. Thank you in CBS.
All right. You're an excited, happy young man. Now, you said that even if you won this title, that you'd still like to win the lightweight crown.
I go at the gym watch because I feel like I am the lightweight king, what I originally went out. I was ranked number 3 in the lightweights, and Gil Clancy gave me a chance to prove myself to him by bringing me into New York and calling the press company. Also, really, I would like to fight Mammy, though. That's what Gil had offered that man so much money to fight me.
Well, you look like you're willing to fight all the chances. Congratulations to you. All right, Aaron. We'll be back here at the Riverfront Coliseum after these words from your local station.